Hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and on this video I am going to tell you everything I can possibly think about making cute t-shirts that have fun sleeves. I have had a ton of questions lately, and I just want to kind of go through the whole thing and show you step by step how you can do it. So let's start at the beginning. First thing is, where do you get cute t-shirts? For the most part, I have found good t-shirts at Hobby Lobby. Maybe you have a good source. If anyone has a good source for quality t-shirts on Amazon especially, please send me that information. I would love it. But for the most part, I get my t-shirts at Hobby Lobby. And they have a couple different styles. This is more of a fitted style. And I usually get an extra large. This is more of a loose boxy style. They even have some long sleeve boxy styles. So you can get t-shirts all over though. And so what do you need to use to stencil a t-shirt? You need to use ink. You cannot do this with chalk paste. There's absolutely no way to make it permanent. So if I can remember, we're going to come back and we're going to actually do something with these sleeves. But let's talk about some of these. Let me get some stuff out here first. Okay, there's so many cute stencils that you can do on the front of a t-shirt. This is a new one to me. Peace, Love, Mom Life. Look how cute that is. This is one I just used recently. Peace, Love, Jesus. I love this one, and I think this would be beautiful on a t-shirt. And I think using these waves on a cuff of a t-shirt would be awesome. This is one I just did recently, Made to Worship. Here's another one that I just did recently, She is Strong. And here's another one that I just did recently called Salty. Or Be Salty. Okay, so when you're going to stencil on a t-shirt, you want to put something in between your front and your back. That can be a piece of cardboard, some paper towels, a piece of parchment paper, or you can use the inking mat that you can get from Magnolia Design Company, from magnoliadiy.com, and they have two sizes. I personally prefer to either use paper towels or a piece of parchment paper. So I would lay that in between my top and my bottom. Put my stencil on. Let me grab some things to just be like an example. Okay, so then I would, and make sure it's flat, don't have a pile of shirts underneath it. So then you're going to lay your stencil on, and you're going to choose your color of ink, and you're going to just apply it with this mindset. Don't use too much, and don't go over and over and over and over and over. Because when you do, if you use too much or you go over, then when you lift this up, it's going to look all smeary, like all bleedy, like it's bled. Because this is fabric, and it's going to suck in that excess that you either put too much on or you kept pushing it through the holes, and it's going to kind of spread it out. So those two things, those two caveats. Don't use too much and don't go over it too much. And as far as preparing the t-shirts, you can wash it beforehand and dry it if you want, but you don't have to. You can press your t-shirt if it's super wrinkly before you stencil on it, but you don't have to. That is totally up to you. So I love to do something on the sleeves to make them unique. And there's a lot of different things you can do. On this t-shirt, for example, I used this stencil. It's part of a two-piece stencil that says Welcome Spring. And this is like a floral thing. So, and I'm going to show you hands-on in a minute, but right now I just want to kind of go over the questions that I've been getting. So stay with me, get a piece of paper out if you want. And I'm going to try to answer every question I've been getting recently. So I would take this off, lay it on my t-shirt. Usually I try to find the top point of the T sleeve, and I would lay my stencil on here, ink it, pull it off, let it dry a couple of hours, and then I'd flip it over and do the other side. This is a question I get a lot. Do they have to meet exactly at the top? No, they do not. And let me show you. This is the top of this one. Does it meet exactly? No. But you can't tell that when you have a repeating pattern that is busy, like some of these ones I'm going to show you in just a second. So you don't need to worry about it matching when you go to do the back, but you do need to let the front dry before you do the back. So some of the repeating patterns that I suggest, this one is beautiful. I just got a new one. It's called Flower Power. This is an awesome one. Oh, here it is. Here's my used and loved Flower Power. This is a new one that I've used quite a bit. This is called Filigree Leaf. It's a great design. Here's one that is butterfly pattern. This is called Aztec pattern, I think. You could use polka dots or mini squares. I have some that I'll show you like that in just a minute. You could even use the new dragonfly pattern. You could use the Mandela lace. You could use the Victorian pattern. Any kind of all over pattern is what I sometimes like to do with my sleeves. So that's the answer about these. Now on this t-shirt, I stenciled the outside of the sleeves because this is a fitted t-shirt and the sleeves are tight. So I would not roll these up on this fitted t-shirt. However, on a non-fitted t-shirt, you have some choices. And this is a non-fitted t-shirt. And plus I got an extra large. So see how big and full these sleeves are. And you can see I didn't do a very good job at the top of the sleeve with matching it, and it does not matter. Okay, so on this one, how do you get that super cute look that I had? I stenciled the outside of the sleeve, front and back, and then once I put it on, I just rolled a little cuff like this on either side, and the inside is not stenciled, so that's what you're seeing is the inside of this t-shirt on the little rolled cuff. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, and these fitted tees, the reason why I like to roll the sleeves is because they just hang so long and just so floppy, and on me it makes me look like a big blob. Of course I'm wearing an extra large, so that's probably part of it too. Okay, this is another large t-shirt, but what I did here was different. I took my t-shirt and I turned it inside out. Okay, so you can see the tag, it's inside out. Then I did the stenciling on the inside of the t-shirt sleeve. Kim's saying she can't find these t-shirts online. I bought them in Hobby Lobby, so I don't know anything about their online process. Okay, and this one, we were gonna roll the sleeves, so we just want this design to show, so I did not go all the way up to this seam. And same deal, do the front, let it dry, then do the back, let it dry. And sometime in between all that, you do the decoration that you want on the front. So I had people asking me if I sewed these. I'm like, no, I just stenciled the inside. Okay, so this is the front, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when you roll this cuff up. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's on the inside, and when I roll it up, this is what you get versus this. When it's on the outside and you roll your cuff up, you get a band of the solid inside. With this one, you get a band, the part that you roll, that is decorated. And I hope this is making sense. Okay, so there's tons of things you can do though besides just doing an all over pattern. Here's one example. This t-shirt also came from Hobby Lobby. I did this adorable stencil that says all you need is love and a dog. And then I took another stencil that had some cute dog themed pieces. And on the elbow, like right here on the shirt, I did this little dog paw on that side. And on the other side, I did this cute little heart that has paws prints inside of it. So you can do the front and then put something cute on the elbows if it's long. Here's another one. Gosh, I made this a long time ago. And honestly, I don't know where this t-shirt came from. It wasn't very good quality. So this was my Hocus Pocus shirt that I made. And I just stenciled the front of the sleeves. I didn't do the back. But I did it the cuff. And you can do it as big or as small as you want. I did this side with purple polka dots. And I did this side with the little mini buffalo check or whatever that's called. So it's fun to do two different colors. I just showed a picture. I cannot find this t-shirt. Of the t-shirt, the short sleeve t-shirt that I made that had 3 bunnies on it in 3 different colors. One sleeve I did with a leopard pattern in the same color as the bunny that had a leopard. And the other one I did in polka dots with kind of a mint green, which was the same color as the bunny and same design. So I had, 2 completely different sleeves, but it all made sense with what was going on the front. So this is a purple polka dot combined with black and white check, and it was pretty cute. Okay, and when you're doing your short sleeve t-shirts, you can also just put a little something right here. We're gonna look at that when we come back to this one. Let me clean all this up so I don't forget. And somebody please remind me if I do. We're gonna come back to this and I'm gonna show you how you can just put a little stencil right here. Or if you want, you could put it right here. And if it all kind of relates, it's the same color or contrasting, whatever you want, you don't have to use an all-over pattern. You can use a small stencil. Okay, so in addition to stenciling sleeves, there are a lot of other fun things that you can do. And here is one example. This is a fitted t-shirt from Hobby Lobby. And on these sleeves, I used my low temperature hot gluing device and fabric glue. Have any of them? Okay, the fabric glue that I have found, these are glue sticks that are for fabric, so it's washable. They look like this. They're not clear, or at least these ones that I have are not. But I glued this lace to my sleeve using fabric hot glue, and I think it turned out pretty cute. And of course I love this stencil, Peace, Love, Jesus. So the white lace kind of tied in with the white stencil on the front of the t-shirt. Another thing that you can do, which we will do this in full sometime within the next month, is I made ruffles to go on sleeves. So this is a t-shirt that I've worn a ton. It's a New Day, so it was a Target brand. It's kind of a boxy t-shirt. The sleeves were pretty boxy also. And what I did is I cut those sleeves short. No, I didn't. It's been a while since I made that. I just took a piece of fabric. I hemmed the bottom of it. Can you see that? I used my sewing machine, but you could use hot glue if you want. And then I did a gathering stitch to get this little ruffle. And then I just glued it. You can see right here. I glued it to the cuff of the shirt. And then when you flip it over, you get something that looks like this. And it's really cute. This has been washed, and I've worn this at least 10 times. My t-shirt's starting to get faded, but the sleeves are still in perfect condition. So if you're gonna glue something onto fabric, like maybe you want to put a ruffle on a tea towel, or a ruffle on a sleeve that's gonna get washed, you need to make sure that you're using the right kind of glue. And your just basic your basic hot glue isn't going to wash well. You need the special stuff that is for fabric. And my Cool Shot hot gluing device, it has its own specific kind of little glue sticks, and they also have their own specific kind of fabric glue sticks. So make sure that if you're going to do something like this, that you use the fabric ones. They're a little bit more expensive than the other ones. So I only use this more expensive glue when it's on a project that I know will be washed. So we will do a project like this. Sometime in the next month I'll show you the steps. Yeah, that was super cute. Okay, but before we go on to this, let's talk about how do you get it to be permanent. Okay, you're going to use ink. This permanent ink from MagnoliaDIY.com, not chalk paste. And not paint. Oh my word. Not paint. You know, the thing with paint is, number one, whether it's chalk paint, acrylic paint, craft paint, latex paint, whatever it is, paint is paint. And it will ruin your stencil, number one, because it dries really fast and it clogs all those little mesh holes that give you the design, and then it's permanent. The other thing is it dries crunchy and it's not soft or comfortable. So you don't want to paint. You can paint a banner or something that you aren't going to have on your skin, but you don't want to use paint on any clothing because it will dry crunchy. And then if you kind of bend your shirt, it kind of cracks. So what you need is ink. Permanent ink from MagnoliaDIY.com. The inks have white lids. And after, let me grab one of these. So after my ink is dry, say I did this 2 or 3 or 4 hours, or even better, yesterday, and it's fully dry, not damp one single little bit, then I would take it, and I like to use parchment paper, not wax paper, because wax paper will melt all over your project. Parchment paper to protect my iron. I'll put my iron on cotton. Oh, thank you, Holly. She says she likes my dress. I'll put my iron on cotton, no steam, because this t-shirt is cotton. Now, if this t-shirt was polyester or something like that, you don't want to use an iron set on cotton on that because it's going to melt it. So you're going to have to use whatever temperature will work for your fabric. That's why I really prefer to stencil to make t-shirts that are mostly cotton. Okay, so if this is fully dry, I'm going to lay my parchment paper on it. I'm going to take my iron, set on cotton, no steam. And this is what I'm going to do for 3 or 4 minutes. Then I'm going to turn it wrong side out. And you can use this to protect your iron, but you probably don't need to. So on the back side of it, I'm going to do the same thing. 3 or 4 minutes. And it's going to basically melt this ink into the fibers of your t-shirt, tea towel, tote bag, pillow, baby onesie, you know, whatever it is. And it is 100% washable, 100% dryable. It's not coming off, it's long lasting, and it's soft and comfortable, and it's just awesome. So that is what you want to do to heat set it. Oh boy, I'm gonna have a big mess over here. Okay, so let's move on to this t-shirt. She is strong. I did this in this blue ink. All right, and we're gonna put a little something like at the top of the sleeve. And I'm gonna use this because I don't want it to soak through one side to the other. So this is just a piece of parchment paper that I'm just gonna stick in my sleeve. I hope this is helpful and that I'm answering a lot of those questions that you had. If you're joining late, you didn't get on when I was getting started, come back please and watch this on replay, because I bet you there's a 99% chance that whatever your question is, I answered it earlier in the video. You guys are so sweet. You're saying you like my dress. Thank you. Okay, so there is this stencil set that is all faith minis. Walk by faith, child of God, word of life, saved by grace, Jesus is life, Jesus loves me, faith over fear, the dove, and everything give thanks, love never fails, pray, trust, wait, Jesus is alive. And I'm just going to use this one for right now. So I'm going to put it right above the cuff of the sleeve, you know, where it's folded under and sewn. And I do want it to be straight. So let me adjust that just a little bit. Okay, and then, first my squeegee. I'm going to use the same color ink as what I had here, which is this blue. And I'm going to use very little. And I am going to get it on, pull off the excess, and then stop. And I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see. If there's questions that you have that I have not answered yet, put them in the comments right now so I can get you some answers while I'm live. Okay, so I've got it on, and I'm just going to pull off the big globs and stop. All right, and I'm going to pull this off right now. Try not to smooch it anywhere else. Walk by faith. It looks awesome. This is going in a little tub of water. This is what my tub of water looks like. I've had the same tub for several years. I put these face down in this water until I'm finished, and I can go out to the kitchen and spray it off and lay it out to dry. Okay, and I'm looking at this parchment paper. It did bleed a little bit through, so I'm glad I had something in here. And I don't want to mess it up, so I'm not going to fiddle with it. So, what questions have I not answered? You need ink. I prefer the t-shirts that come from Hobby Lobby. You want as much cotton as possible. You don't have to wash them before you stencil, but by all means, if you want to wash and dry first, you certainly can. Where did I get my dress? It's super cute. You know what, my husband and I went to Cayman Islands a couple months ago, and there was just this cute little boutique, and I picked it up there. It's a little short for me, but it's super comfy. So I don't know where you could get that dress, but you guys are so cute. Do we have any more t-shirt questions? So, and then to review, you can stencil the outside of a t-shirt, or you can stencil the inside of a t-shirt. And when they're big boxy sleeves, it looks really cute to roll up twice. And depending on whether your stencil's on the inside or the outside, your cuff will look different from the rest of the sleeve. With long sleeve t-shirts, you can put something cute on the elbows. You could put something cute down here. I did this super cute long sleeve red t-shirt a couple years ago. I don't know where it is, probably buried in the closet somewhere. And I did a band of leopard at the cuffs, and it was really cute. Can you paintbrush on fabric without a stencil? Yeah, you sure can. You would dilute your ink a little bit to make it more like paint, and you could paint it on. But yeah, I did show that, Sandy. So when I'm finished, if you'll go back, you can see I showed exactly how I did that, how I stenciled on the inside of the cuff, inside of the sleeve. What was I saying? I started to answer a question and I forgot what I was talking about. Lots of questions about my dress. Anyway, so this, I was telling you about the different things that you can do. Okay, so you can do the inside or the outside of a short sleeve t-shirt. And then when you roll it twice, your cuff will look different from the rest of the sleeve, depending on if it's on the inside or outside. You can do both, either one. You can put a little something at the shoulder or right here, like I just did. You can use fabric glue to glue on a ruffle or a piece of lace. There's so many different things that you can do, depending on whether it's long sleeve or short sleeve. And if you get something like from Hobby Lobby that's not an expensive shirt, then I say, give it a try. Because whenever I wear these t-shirts that I've made, people are like, oh my gosh, where did you get that? I'm like, well, I made it. They're like, wow. It's not hard. Inking is no harder than using chalk paste. The only thing is that it has to be heat set with an iron or a heat press. I don't have a heat press. I just use my regular iron, and that will make it permanent. You can't iron or spray chalk paste on a t-shirt and have it work. When you wash it, it's going to be all smudgy all over that garment and possibly all over everything else that you wash with it. So you need ink. The inks from MagnoliaDIY.com have a white lid. And they have a bazillion colors, and I just pulled a few out here just to show you. This is just a few. Yeah, so they have tons, and black and white. Lately, I'm really loving to do a colored t-shirt with white ink. Yeah, my shop is MagnoliaDIY.com. Thank you. And there's no space. This is really crazy, but if you do Magnolia-DIY.com, you will be going to a place that sells barbecue grills. So you can't have a space in there. It's all smudged together, MagnoliaDIY.com. But I'm going to get some direct links and throw those in the comments that take you to some of these stencils, that take you right to the page where the inks are, that tell you where I got t-shirts, all that kind of stuff. So if you want that information, the complete supply list, just say supply or list or link or, stencils or ink or whatever it is, and I'll be glad to get that for you. So I hope I've answered your most of your questions. If you hopped on late, as soon as I'm not live anymore, please go back and rewatch from the beginning up to the point that you joined us, because I went over the basics of everything there. Connie, I'll get you the list. Helga, I'll get you the list. Marion, Melanie, I'll get you all that info. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know that we didn't do a ton of inking. I just showed you this. I thought it would be more beneficial to show you all the different kinds of things that you can do, and talk about that, you know, where it goes and how you do it, than to actually do it again, because I've done so many t-shirt videos lately. But hey, here's the thing, one last thing. T-shirts make great gifts, especially during the summer. So maybe you want to make a t-shirt for yourself, for your mom, for your sister, for your daughter, all the same, you know, different sizes maybe, or even different colors. You can get one stencil and one pot of ink and do all of that. And, oh, Helga says she just loves my ideas. Thank you so much. Anyways, I really kind of rambled. Oh, and you'll definitely need a squeegee too, so don't forget that. But it could be any color you want. You can mix and match. You could do one sleeve pink, the other sleeve purple. That is an artistic decision that you get to make. If you decide to make some t-shirts, I really want to see your pictures. So you can post them here, or you can post them over on Dreamy DIY, whichever. I know other people would appreciate ideas of what they can do as well. So show us your t-shirts, whether you made them for yourself or you made them for gifts. And don't forget about the babies in your lives, because I don't have any babies right now that I'm making stuff for, but I've made some really cute little onesies with a little something right here, a little teeny something right here, and then a little something right here, right about the line where the diaper hits. And they are adorable. And you can get baby onesies for just a couple dollars. And so, okie dokie. Thank you guys for watching. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Let me know if you want the complete supply list. And I will see you guys later.